I almost made a huge mistake. A really expensive one. I was literally one click away from buying a whole armful of dongles for my new MacBook. You know the deal. One for HDMI to hook up my monitor, another for good old USB-A for, well, basically everything I own, and one more for a stable Ethernet connection because my Wi-Fi is a disaster zone. The cart was full, and my credit card was already crying. But then, I found this. A single, clean, 5-in-1 hub that does everything I need for a tiny fraction of the price. And I mean tiny. This little gadget didn't just save me a shocking amount of cash, it completely changed my entire MacBook setup. It proved that you don't have to get ripped off to get professional level features. This is the story of how I escaped dongle hell. 1. The frustration of dongle life. Let's be real. Unboxing a new MacBook is pure magic. You lift that lid, and it's just this perfect, sleek machine. It's fast, powerful, the screen is incredible, and you feel like you can do anything. But then, reality hits you like a ton of bricks. You go to plug in your trusty external hard drive, the one with your entire life on it, and you're met with nothing. The USB-A port you've known forever is gone. You want to connect to that big 4K monitor on your desk to do some real work, but the HDMI port has vanished. You're at a hotel with terrible Wi-Fi, trying to upload a huge file, but the Ethernet port is just a memory. And just like that, you're thrown into the super frustrating, super expensive world of dongle life. You jump on Apple's website, and the sticker shock is real. Need to connect a monitor and a USB drive? That'll be the USB-C digital AV multi-port adapter, thanks. Want to plug in a simple keyboard or thumb drive? You'll need a separate USB-C to USB adapter. That wired internet? Yep, another adapter. Before you know it, you've dropped an extra $100, maybe even $200, just to get back the basic ports you used to have for free. And the money is only half the nightmare. Let's talk about how annoying it is. Your once clean, minimal desk now looks like a tech octopus threw up on it. You've got white plastic tentacles sprouting out everywhere, creating a total mess. Your laptop bag, once so neat, is now just a rat's nest of dongles. You're constantly playing that stressful game of, did I pack the right one? There's that little voice in the back of your head. The fear that you'll show up to a big presentation and realize the one HDMI dongle you needed is sitting on your desk at home. Your whole career, held hostage by a tiny piece of plastic. I lived that life. I had a little pouch, my dongle bag of shame, that had to come with me everywhere. It was lumpy, messy, and half the time the cables were so tangled I'd spend 5 minutes just trying to pull out the right one. And the worst part? The cheap ones are a total scam. I've had those flimsy third-party adapters get so hot I was worried they'd melt my MacBook's ports. I've had them flicker, disconnect for no reason, or just die in the middle of a critical file transfer. It completely wrecks the whole premium, reliable vibe you bought a MacBook for. You have this beautiful, sleek machine, and you're forced to attach a bunch of ugly, unreliable, and overpriced limbs to it. It felt like buying a supercar and having to tow a trailer full of spare parts just to drive it. It was driving me insane. 2. The solution appears. I was at my breaking point, just staring at this online cart full of dongles, feeling totally defeated. Then, during one last-ditch search for a better way, I saw it. It wasn't a bunch of different adapters. It was one, single, well-built device. I didn't even look at the ports at first. I was just drawn to the design. It was a compact, solid block of space gray aluminum that looked like it came from the exact same factory as my MacBook. It didn't look like a cheap accessory, it looked like it belonged. It was built to plug right into the 2 USB-C ports on the side of my MacBook, sitting perfectly flush with the body. No wobble, no weird cable sticking out, just a seamless extension of the laptop itself. This was the pluggable 5-in-1 USB-C hub. And as I started reading what it could do, that feeling of frustration just melted away and turned into pure excitement. It had everything I was about to pay a fortune for, all baked into one device. Then I saw the price. I had to read it twice. It was around $30. Not $30 for one function, but $30 for the whole thing. I had nearly $150 worth of dongles in my cart, and here was one device that did more, looked better, and cost less than a single one of Apple's adapters. It felt way too good to be true. I was skeptical, for sure, but at that price, I had to take the chance. I nuked my shopping cart, ordered the hub, and hoped it was the answer I was looking for. Spoiler alert. It absolutely was. 3. A deep dive into the 5 game-changing ports. When the hub showed up, the first thing I noticed was the build quality. It felt solid, cool to the touch, and it clicked into the ports with a really satisfying snap. But the real magic is what this thing actually does. So let's break it down, port by port, because this is where it gets crazy impressive. First, and this is the most important port on here, is the full-featured, Thunderbolt and USB 4 compatible USB-C port. This is the key detail that so many other hubs, especially cheap ones, get wrong. They'll give you a USB-C port, but it's only for charging. This one is the real deal. It does everything your MacBook's built-in port can do. So what does that actually mean? First, power. It has up to 100 W of pass-through charging. You plug your normal MacBook charger into this port, and it charges your laptop at full speed while you're using all the other ports. No compromises. That's a must-have for heavy-duty work like video editing. Second, data. This port handles a wild 40 gigabits per second of data speed. That means you can transfer a full 4K movie in just a few seconds. If you're a creative pro moving huge files off an SSD, that speed isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And third, video. This is what really separates it from the budget options. This single USB-C port can run an external monitor up to 6K resolution at a super smooth 60 Hz. So if you have a high-end screen like Apple's Pro Display XDR, this hub can actually handle it. So many other hubs max out at 4K 30 Hz, which looks choppy and laggy. This gives you a fluid, professional experience. Next up, we have the ports that bring back the functionality we all miss. The 2 USB 3.0 type of ports. These are your workhorses. The ports for all your old gear that you're not getting rid of anytime soon. Your external hard drives, your favorite mechanical keyboard, your podcasting mic, thumb drives, even the charger for your watch. They support speeds up to 5 gigabits per second, which is plenty fast for most things. And having 2 of them means you can stop the constant plugging and unplugging. You can have your hard drive and keyboard hooked up at the same time. It's a small thing, but it makes a huge difference. Then there's the unsung hero of connectivity, the Gigabit Ethernet port. Look, Wi-Fi is great until it's not. In a hotel with a weak signal, at a crowded conference, or even at home when you're downloading a massive file, a wired connection is king. This port gives you that rock-solid, stable internet that just works. It's a feature that often gets cut from smaller hubs, but its inclusion here is a massive win for anyone who needs a reliable connection. Finally, rounding out the 5 functions is the simple but essential 3.5mm audio jack. Yeah, wireless headphones are cool, but for serious, zero-latency audio monitoring when you're editing video or for using your favorite pair of wired headphones, you need a physical jack. This hub brings it back, so you don't need another dongle just for your audio. CTA, mid-roll, seriously, look at all of that packed into one little device. If you can already see how this could clean up your desk and just make your life easier, do me a favor and hit that like button down below. It really helps the channel out. And if you want to check out this exact hub, I put a link for you in the description. Full disclosure, it is an affiliate link, so I might get a small kickback if you buy one, at no extra cost to you. But it's a great way to support the channel and helps me find more awesome tech like this for you. 4. The X Factor. It's all in the design beyond the specs. There are a few design touches here that really take this hub from just being useful to being a joy to use. These are the little things that show it was made for MacBook users by people who actually get it. The biggest one, and a huge reason to buy this specific hub, is that it's MagSafe compatible. They designed it with a perfect cutout that leaves your MagSafe 3 charging port completely open. This is a massive fail on so many other hubs that plug into the side. They just block the port, forcing you to choose between your hub and Apple's amazing magnetic charger. With this, you don't have to compromise. You get the safety and convenience of MagSafe and all the ports. The way it connects to the MacBook is another killer feature. Like I said, it clicks into both USB-C ports, which makes for an incredibly stable and secure fit. There's no wiggle, no leverage, and you don't have to worry that bumping your desk will disconnect everything. It honestly feels like part of the laptop, not some flimsy add-on. The solid aluminum body isn't just for looks, either. It helps spread out heat, so you don't get those overheating issues that plague cheap plastic hubs. And the experience of using it is perfect. It's 100% plug and play. No drivers to install, no software to mess with, nothing. You plug it in, and every single port just works, instantly. That, it just works, feeling is the core of the Apple experience, and this hub nails it. It's designed to just blend into your workflow, and it does. The only potential downside is that it won't work if you have a case on your MacBook, but that's the trade-off for getting that super snug, stable fit. 5. The unbeatable value proposition. Okay. Let's circle back to the price, because this is where the unreal part of the title comes from. This isn't just about saving a bit of cash, it's about rethinking what you should have to pay for good accessories. Let's do the math. If you buy the official Apple adapters for just HDMI and one USB port, that's the USB-C digital AV multi-port adapter, which costs you around $50. Need Ethernet? That's another adapter. Need a second USB port? Another one. You'd easily be over $100 for a solution that's way clunkier. Now, let's compare this pluggable hub, at around $30, to other popular brands. A respected brand like Satechi makes a similar adapter, but it usually costs $80 or $90. And a lot of those competitors, even from brands like Anker, come with big trade-offs. For example, their HDMI ports are often stuck at 4K 30Hz, not the smooth 60Hz this hub gives you. Their main USB-C port might only be for power, without the insane data speeds or 6K display support you get here. When you lay it out like this, it's not even a contest. Feature pluggable 5-in-1, $30. Satechi multi-port V2, $90. Anker 332 5-in-1. $25.35. Thunderbolt, USB 4 port yes. 40 gigabits per second, 100 WPD. 6K 60 Hz. No. USB-C for PD only. No. USB-C is data. PD only. Display output up to 6K at 60 Hz up to 4K at 60 Hz up to 4K at 30 Hz. Gigabit Ethernet yes no. MagSafe compatible yes no. Warranty 2 years plus lifetime support 1 year 18 months. You're not just getting a cheaper hub. You're getting a better one in the ways that really matter. The video output is better, the main USB-C port is way more powerful, and the design is smarter for MacBook users. To top it off, Pluggable gives you a 2-year warranty and lifetime support, which is a huge vote of confidence and way better than the 1-year or 18-month warranties you get from the other guys. Section 6. My new, transformed workflow. So, how has this $30 purchase actually changed my day-to-day work? In a word, completely. When I'm at my desk, my setup is super minimal now. I have one cable going from this hub to my 4K monitor. My keyboard, mouse, and backup drive are all plugged into the hub. And my MacBook gets power through that same hub. I get a powerful, multi-screen setup, all running through one connection point. My desk is clean, there are no tangled wires, and when it's time to go, I'm not unplugging 5 different things. I just grab my laptop and I'm out. And that's where the second change comes in, portability. That lumpy, dongle bag of shame is gone. Now, I just throw this one little hub in my backpack. It's light, it's tough, and I know that no matter where I go, I'm ready for anything. Let me give you a perfect example. Last week, I was meeting a collaborator at a coffee shop, and the Wi-Fi was so slow it was basically useless. In the old days, I would have had to pack up and leave. Instead, I remembered the cafe had an Ethernet jack. I pulled out the hub, plugged in, and we were working at full speed. A few minutes later, my collaborator needed to get a file off an old USB-A thumb drive. No problem. Popped it into the other port without missing a beat. This hub saved me from 2 different roadblocks in a single afternoon. It's those moments that make you realize this thing is worth way more than its tiny price tag. It just removes friction from your life. So here's the bottom line. Living the dongle life is a choice, not a sentence. You don't have to get gouged by official Apple prices, and you don't have to settle for cheap, unreliable junk that will just fail on you. This 5-in-1 hub proves you can have it all. All the essential ports, pro-level performance like 6K 60Hz video and 100W charging. A great design that looks like it belongs on your MacBook, and a price that is honestly unreal. It solves the problem that Apple created, and it does it with a style and price tag that's hard to find anywhere else. It's made me more productive, cleaned up my workspace, and gotten rid of a major source of frustration for me every single day. So, if you are tired of the dongle life, if you're sick of tangled cables and worrying about having the right adapter, you know what to do. The link to this exact pluggable hub is waiting for you down in the description. Go check it out. I promise, your wallet and your workflow will thank you. Let me know in the comments what your dongle situation is like. I want to hear the horror stories. And of course, if this video helped you out, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss more tech that saves you time, money, and sanity. Smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more tech challenges, future experiments, and real talk from TechWave 65. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.